Good day to all of you. Myself Rohit Dutt, and I'm taking your business studies class. So students, in our previous class we have discussed the characteristics of business, and today we will be discussing about the industries, its types, meaning, commerce and its functions. Okay? Uh, so before I begin the topic, again I would like to remind you that please go through the e-PDF of this chapter so that your learning can be more effective. Okay, so coming to our point, that is industry. You can see clearly in your screen. Let's say what does industry means? So industry refers to an activity which converts raw materials into useful products. Okay, so industry includes activities related to productions and processings, as well as activities related to rearing and reproduction of animals or other living species. Okay, so the purpose of industry is to create farm utility, and how it will do by converting raw materials into useful forms or finished products. Clear, everyone? So let's take example like textile industry refers to all the production units related to cloth manufacturing. Okay, cement industry refers to all the firms manufacturing cements. Clear? So industry may produce consumer goods or capital goods. Clear? Goods such as bread, butter, cloth, radio, etc. are consumer goods. These goods are directly used by the consumers. So goods such as machinery, cement, etc. are called capital goods. Clear, everyone? What do you mean by consumer goods and capital goods? The goods which are being used in industry for the production purpose, okay, or the heavy item, we can say they are categorized under capital goods. Okay, so capital goods are these, okay, are used further in the production. So students, okay, industry can be classified into three broad categories. One, primary industry; second, secondary industry; and third, tertiary industry. Okay, and each industry has its sub subtopics also, except tertiary industry. Okay, you can see in your screen itself. Primary industry, it has extractive extractive industry, and thereafter, uh, coming to the above point, we can see genetic industry, isn't it? You can see. So let's discuss both this, primary industry and genetic industry. I'll just show you the clip also. You can see this is the peak of industry. You can see, everyone. Now coming to here, this is our primary industry. So let's discuss. So let us discuss what is primary industry. Okay. So primary industry includes all those industries which are concerned with extractions of natural resources and reproduction of living species. Got it, everyone? Okay, and this primary industry are further classified into two categories as I have shown you before. So first one is your extractive industry. Okay, you can see the pic clearly. See, you are seeing the mining over here. Okay, so this one can be the example of extractive industry. So extractive industries are those which involve extractions of something from natural resources such as minerals from earth, okay, fish from river and seas, timber from forest, etc. Okay, so and in the picture you can see the mining work is going on. Okay, and the mining is being extracted from the earth. So, the products of extractive industries can be directly used or become the raw materials for other industries. Got it, everyone? Then, uh, on the in the picture itself, you can see there are two more photos. Okay, so these are examples of genetic industries. So, coming to the next point, genetic industry, the industry involved in the activities of rearing and breeding of living organism that is birds, plant, animal, etc., are known as genetic industry. Okay, again repeating, rearing and breeding of living. For example, take it, rearing of cattle for milk, dairy farms, poultry farms, or rearing of plants in nursery, growing fish in ponds, that is called pisciculture, etc. Okay, so these are the part of genetic industries. Got it, everyone? Now, coming to our next part, that is secondary sector, okay, or secondary industry. So secondary industry means it make use of products which are extracted and produced by primary industry as their raw materials and produce finished products. Okay, so they take the raw materials from primary industry and extract them further. Okay, they produce or they convert this raw material into finished goods. For example, mining of iron ore is done in primary industry, but steel manufacturing is done in secondary industry. Okay, everyone. Now, there are two kinds of secondary industry. One is your manufacturing industry and other one is your construction industry. You can see the peak also. Manufacturing industry. See here in this picture you can see that car is being manufactured. Okay. Uh, and here you can see the and further manufacturing industry has been categorized into four. See, analytical industry, synthetical processing industry, and assembling industry. Okay, and this one is the second part, that is construction industry. So, coming to the first part, that is manufacturing industry. Okay, so um, manufacturing industries are engaged in the process of conversion of raw materials into finished goods. Okay, so these industry creates farm utility by changing the form of raw materials into finished products. Like timber is converted into furniture, iron into steel, sugarcane into sugar, cotton into clothes, etc. Okay, so manufacturing industry uh, produces two types of goods as we have discussed, that is consumer goods and industrial goods. Okay, now manufacturing industry are further classified into following types. You can see here, and just now we have discussed about this. So first one is your analytical industry. Okay, so in analytical industry the basic raw material is broken into different parts to produce finished products. Like crude oil is processed and many finished products such as petroleum, diesel, uh, kerosene oil, gasoline, etc. are manufactured. Okay, then coming to next point, synthetical industry. So in synthetical industry two or more materials are mixed to manufacture some new products. Like example we can take, various chemicals are mixed to produce uh, soap, uh, paints, cosmetics, etc. Okay, you can see the picture over here. You can see the above one is analytical industry and the second one is synthetical industry. Okay, you can see more clearly. You can see the pictures. Sorry. So this is an analytical industry. Okay, and this one is synthetical industry. Got it, everyone? Now coming to next one, that is processing and assembling. Okay, so processing industry, in processing industry the raw material is processed. Okay, raw material is processed through various stages of production and then finished goods are manufactured. Example like textile industry, iron and steel industry, sugar industry, etc. Okay, so in the above in the screen you can see the picture of processing. Okay, thereafter coming to assembling. So in assembling industry the various finished products are combined to produce a new finished products, like manufacturing of computer, TV, watches, automobiles, etc. Okay, here different parts of a particular product are being assembled. Okay, so I hope this one is clear to everyone. So coming to our second point, that is uh, construction industry. Okay, it is the part of secondary industry. Now, these industries are concerned with constructions of buildings, dams, roads, etc. So these industries use the products of manufacturing industry such as cements, iron and steel. You can see in the construction itself these raw materials are being used. Okay, so sorry, these are the items produced from manufacturing industries. Okay, so the unique feature of these industry is that their products cannot be transferred or shifted to the market. Can you see a building shifting? Okay, so they are constructed and remain at fixed site only. Okay, everyone. Now coming to our third point. So coming to our third point, territory or service industry. Okay, so you can see in the picture itself, territory sector. So this industry is concerned with providing service, okay, which facilitate a smooth flow of goods and service. Okay, so you have heard the name of transport, banking, insurance, warehousing, advertising. These all are the services and are categorized into this industry. Okay, so this industry helps in the activities of the primary and secondary industries. Clear, everyone? So in lastly we can see sectors in Indian economy. भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था में क्षेत्र, you can see primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, and you can see the PICS also. Primary sector, it is related with extractions of natural resources, secondary related to industries, and third one is service sector. Okay, coming to next part, that is our commerce. Okay, so as in our previous class we have discussed about commerce. So commerce refers to all those activities which help directly or indirectly in the distribution of goods to the ultimate consumer. Okay, there will be no use of producing goods unless and until these goods reach the ultimate consumer. Clear, everyone? So commerce activity is to make smooth flow of goods from producer to ultimate consumer. So in between that, whatever the activities are being performed is called commerce. So goods are produced at one place and consumers are scattered at different places. So the consumer are not aware of what kind of goods are produced by the manufacturer. Goods are produced in large quantity, okay, and demanded by consumer in a small quantity. So all these problems, or we can say the hindrance, okay, are solved by the commerce. There are many hindrance, like hindrance of place, hindrance of knowledge, hindrance of storage. Hindrance means rukawateं, okay, clear? So these hindrance are being solved by the solved by commerce. Okay, so let's see the functions of commerce. You can see here in your NCRT also many times many times hindrance word is being used. Clear, everyone? So you can see here functions of commerce also. We can at the beneath in this portion you can see. Okay, so the commerce segment of business activity is very important. Okay, so commerce is considered as the backbone of industry. The goods produced by the industry such as reach the ultimate consumer only because of commerce. Clear, everyone? So commerce is considered as the backbone of industry. If there is no commerce, then the existence see the industry can be established, but but its continuity cannot be done until and unless it takes the help of commerce. Clear, everyone? So commerce perform the following functions. Let's see one by one. As I have talked in the uh, service sector, service industry, that is about transport, banking, insurance, warehousing, advertising. Okay, and here we will see how these hindrances are being removed. So uh, helps in removing the hindrance of person. First, okay, so a large variety of goods are produced by a group of persons called producers, and these goods are produced for another group of persons called consumers. So there is no direct relation between producer and consumer. So the trade segment of commerce creates a link between producer and consumers. Okay, so trader help in exchange of goods or service from the producer to consumer, and hence remove the hindrance between producer and consumer. Okay, whatever the problem was arising between producer and consumer is being removed by the commerce. Clear? Coming to next point, that is hindrance of place. So goods are produced at one place, okay, and we know that consumer are scattered in different corners of the country. So there is a place gap between the producer and consumer. Here transport segment of commerce helps in removing the place gap. Okay, so the transport moves good from place of production to the market, which are easily accessed by the consumer. Okay, everyone. Next point, that is hindrance of time. Okay, how commerce helps in removing hindrance of time. Some goods are produced in a particular season only, but are demanded throughout the year. For example, like wheat, rice, pulse, etc. Okay, so on the other hand, some goods are produced throughout the year but are demanded in a particular season. So there is a time gap, isn't it, between the production and consumption. Okay, again note down production and consumption. So the goods need to be kept safe and fresh during this time gap. So warehousing segment. Clear, everyone? Warehousing segment of commerce help in removing the problem of time gap. Clear? So the goods can be kept safely in warehouse till their demand in the market. Got it, everyone? Then next, that is hindrance of exchange. Okay, so the goods and service produced by the manufacturer are sold to buyer in exchange of money. Okay, so the common medium of exchange is circulated by banking branch of commerce. So bank segment helps the buyer and seller in making and collecting payment. Clear, everyone? Next, uh, that is hindrance of risk. So there are different type of risk which a businessman has to face. So the insurance segment branch of commerce help in removing the hindrance of risk by providing protection and compensation to the insured. Okay, okay, everyone. Next, coming to that is hindrance of knowledge. So generally, the consumer and buyer are unaware about the new goods produced by the manufacturer. So as there is no direct communication between the manufacturer and the ultimate consumer, the advertisement branch of commerce help in removing the hindrance of knowledge by spreading the awareness about the new products and their utility. Clear, everyone? So students, here I will end up my this topic, and further if you are having any query, then please let me know. Okay, thank you. Jai Gurudev.